Huh? Who is at my door? Whoever it is, they are disrespecting the Adepti. Let me go see what this stranger wants. Oh, hello, traveler. Haven't seen you in a while. Oh, sorry that I misjudged you. I thought you were someone else that wants to bother me on my day off. Yeah, I don't mind. Please, come in. So, I'm mandated to ask you this, but how are you? You're not well. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Oh, you just wanna hang out here today? That's fine. I mean, I haven't spoken to you in a while, so I might as well have some company. Well, if there's anything that I could do for you, let me know. I mean, that's why we got each other's back in battle. What do I like to do? Well, I should probably not tell you. It's a bit embarrassing. Because you'll make fun of me. You promise you won't laugh? Alright, fine. I'll tell you. But don't laugh at me, okay? Look, in my spare time, I like to cook. Even though I cook a lot of food, the one thing that can only manage to my stomach is almond tofu. But for today, I don't feel like cooking, I really don't. I just feel like putting slices of meat and 2 slices of bread by myself and eat it together. That's my current mood. You wanna cook? Now? It's getting a bit late. If I like it so much, then we should both cook it together? Is that what you're suggesting right now? Fine. Grab an apron. I believe I have an extra one. And we'll try to make something. Now I have a lot of ingredients in here. You just tell me what you want, and we'll make it together. Not because I'm trying to make you feel better, I just like cooking. Hey, don't make fun of my hat. It's my cooking hat. What are we making? Seriously? Macaroni and cheese? That's the most classic dish ever. Yeah, you can follow the instructions in the box, but I figured why not put a little twist into macaroni and cheese. Now excuse me for my corny intro. Greetings, I'm Chef Xiao, and today we're going to be making macaroni and cheese. Let's get started. Alright, traveler. Since you see the instructions in the box, we're gonna follow it like it is, but we're gonna add more stuff to it to make the macaroni and cheese the best thing you ever tasted. Are you ready for it? Good. Steps to making macaroni and cheese the Xiao way. Step 1. Salt the water. Now listen good. Adding salt to pasta water should just be automatic, no matter what you're making. This is your only chance to season the macaroni itself. The rest of the flavor will be on the outside of the pasta, so go ahead and put a spoonful of kosher or table salt in there. Now what you do is, I add the salt as soon as I put the water in. But if you're using the pot with a non-stick bottom, like this one, you may want to wait and add the salt after the water comes to a boil, because supposedly the undissolved salt sitting on the bottom of the pan as the water heats up can make marks on the non-stick surface. Alright, that's good. At least the salt is dispersing in the water, so that's a good sign. Step 2. Cook the pasta for less time than the bot says. You wanna know why? Because if you're not cooking the elbow macaroni a minute or two less than the package says, the pasta will become mushy. The instruction says to boil the pasta for 7 or 8 minutes, or until tender. But tender is overdone, and 7 or 8 minutes is way too far. So, put the pasta in the pot. How long? Well, give it 5 minutes. We're gonna cut this down for a little bit of time. Trust me, if you want your macaroni that tastes good, follow my lead. Then, you start tasting it after 5 minutes. And drain it as soon as it's maybe just a hair short of soft. Because it's going to keep cooking while it sits. Ah, and remember, don't ever rinse cooked pasta. Unless you're making a rare recipe that specifically calls for it. Like a cold pasta salad. Is it good so far? That's good, traveler. Now we can move on to step 3. Replace half of the butter with American cheese. How much? Well, let's just say 2 or 3 slices of American cheese. The difference is incredible. Would you mind grabbing the butter? Or margarine? Now, according to instructions, it tells us to use 4 tablespoons of butter or margarine, doesn't matter. But ignore what the bot says. We're only gonna use 2 tablespoons instead, and the American cheese. I get my American cheese sliced really thick, so 2 of my slices will be equal to about 3 slices of packaged stuff. But hey, go ahead. If you want to get a 4th one, that's fine on you. If you want the macaroni creamier and cheesier, you can do at least 4. But I usually put 2 or 3 slices of American cheese in it. I mean, if you want to use all the butter the instructions call for, plus the American cheese, that's fine. But I actually like it better this way. It gets a little too greasy with all that butter added to the extra cheese, so that's why I use 2 tablespoons. Now, here comes the most important part. Step 4. Make the sauce in a separate pan. Why, you ask? Because, traveler, this is very crucial when making macaroni and cheese. Never, ever try to make the sauce while the elbow macaroni is in the pot. The macaroni gets totally beaten up during this process, and it's almost impossible to get rid of every little bit of powder, leaving the mac and cheese gritty. Instead, set the drained macaroni aside in a bowl. I mean, hey, you could use that bowl to serve it in instead of the pot. It's kind of fancy. But adding a tablespoon of the butter and giving it a gentle stir so that the pasta doesn't stick together as it sits, it will help tremendously. Then, over low heat, stir the remaining tablespoon of butter with a quarter cup of milk, the packet of the cheese powder, and the 2 or 3 slices of American cheese. If you absolutely don't want to use another dish and just want to serve the mac and cheese in the pot, I get you. But at the end of the day, one more bowl for each thing you cooked adds up. In that case, just let the pasta sit in the strainer or collator you used to drain it. And don't add the tablespoon of butter to it. Add it to the sauce instead. Yeah, you just have to be extra careful when it's time to add the pasta to the sauce, because it will tend to fall out of the strainer in one big clump, and that would be a big mess to clean up. Yeah, that's right. Just do it extra stirring. That'll keep the pasta separated again, instead of being a clump mess. Oh yeah, sure. I got plenty of side food dishes that you can add inside the macaroni and cheese. What would you like? I have bacon, broccoli, green beans, peas, carrots, onions, shredded chicken, cracker crumbs, ground beef, turkey, tuna, shrimp, mushrooms, salsas, tomatoes, breadcrumbs, garlic. Yeah, pick any one of them. Doesn't matter. Are you using my catchphrase when you're stirring the food choice into the macaroni? I mean, it's fun to say. Hold on, let me try. Useless! Funny, huh? Well, how about this one? Lament! Worthless! Disperse! I know, it's very corny. And that's it. That's how you make the macaroni and cheese the right way. I'ma get you a plate. Here you go. Just tell me when to stop. Like that? Sure. Here's your portion. You want anything to drink? Sure. I'll get you some. Here you go. Well, I can try some macaroni and cheese. I have to serve myself a little. You know how it get. I could only stomach almond tofu. But since you're telling me to try it, I will. Here, I'll save the rest for later. Any more ingredients to this? No, not really. But the one thing you gotta remember is when the macaroni is cool enough, you can eat it. Yeah, of course. But, you're feeling better? Oh, that's good. At least I can make you smile. Me? Smiling? I just like cooking, okay? But don't tell anyone else that I smiled, okay? It completely ruined my reputation. Thank you. I appreciate it, traveler. Okay, I think it's cool enough now. You want to make a toast? Sure. We'll do one. I agree. A toast to us. for being there for one another as well as others. And to always have a smile no matter what. Alright, fine. I'll agree to that toast. For you, traveler. Cheers. Now, what are we waiting for? Let's eat this macaroni!